Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Venetia Janelle, aka Justine Janelle. Today on my channel, we're doing a little chit chat, get ready with me. The topic is elevating your dreams and chasing your dreams because it's time. We are approaching the end of January and we're walking into February. We gotta do things different if we want different. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. And if you like videos like this, be sure to thumbs it up so that way I know what kind of videos you like to see. Okay, so first I'm gonna start off with my moisturizer. I'm gonna be using the Body Shop Vitamin C moisturizer. This is my favorite daytime moisturizer outside of my sunscreen, which is the Supergoop. Looks like this. So I'm gonna be layering that on top. So back in November, I lost my job. That really was something that I was actually preparing for, but I didn't know when the day was gonna come. It happened in divine timing, I'm not even gonna lie. So I wasn't depressed or anything like that. I was actually really happy because it allowed me to gain more time to do things for myself. You know, I didn't have any excuses as to why I wasn't achieving things. I'm one of those type of people that I don't have shame around not being successful to what society deems as being successful. Like, you know, some people, like, they will get a certain job, like they'll get into a certain company and they will take it with pride to the point where, like, it becomes a personality trait. And I get it. Like, when you work really hard to work at a company, you go to school for it, that's understandable. But for me, I haven't gotten to that stage yet in my life, which I'm happy about because I feel like when I get there, I'm gonna be more appreciative of a job because I've went through so many different jobs. Like, let me tell you, I've had to cut down my resume so many times because the list is getting long. But I'm at a point now that I'm really comfortable with making decisions for myself. The last job was different. I think with the last job, I was afraid to let it go because it was the first time that I had health insurance. You know, I was really waiting to get the last of it, if that makes sense. That definitely didn't play out in my favor. But I think it's important for you to acknowledge where you went wrong in your process of pursuing success. Because, like, for me, I went after that last job because I just wanted health insurance. That's not a reason to get a job. It's a very temporary reason to be at a job because if anything happens at that job that doesn't work in your favor, you're not going to feel as motivated to stay because it's just like, well, I'm only here for one thing. So you have to be more intentional about the type of jobs that you're working at. Even if it's a low-end job, you don't necessarily have to be working at the job, but if you're working at a job, have a goal that's tangible. I told myself the next time that I get a job, it's going to be to help me through school, which is something that I'm going to be going back into. And I feel like for a long time, I didn't want to work while I was in school because I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna balance the two. Like, I need to focus on my schoolwork, blah, blah, blah. Like, but mamas don't got the money like that, baby. Like, we got to work. The funds is not like that. And you have to be realistic about where you stand financially so that way you can do things. Like, school is one of those things where it's very hard to work and go to school, but if you work out your schedule, it can work. I hope that makes sense. So it's not impossible, it's just you gotta go out your way a little bit more to make sure that this works out for you. But yeah, so that was my goal for my next job. And I think just having clear intentions about what your job is for, I feel like that will help you to have more of a motivation to work hard, try to get your hours, do what you need to do. You know, even if you gotta get another side hustle, like, and that's something I want to talk about because skills are so important. Like, having a skill that you could take to any state, because, you know, like, if you get a certification in some states, you can't travel to another state. You'll have to take the certification again, which is hella annoying. But having a skill is super important because it's not to say that everyone is going to flock to that skill of yours or to your business, but it's more so about you knowing how to market yourself no matter where you go in the world. As long as you know how to make a dollar in this world, I feel like you'll be fine. You just have to scale down and figure out the most important thing to you. So like, what do you value? Like, do you value making quick money, or do you value making stable money, money that you know is going to come every 2 weeks? I even seen a video of some girl recently. She was like, I need me a nigga that scam because I don't want to wait 2 weeks. And I thought that was absolutely absurd. Like, I'm not going to jail to see no man. But teach his own. I know there's some women that are willing. Me, on the other hand, I'm not going to jail to see you. Sorry. I like to assert myself with people that make realistic money, you know, legal money, because I don't want no problems. So just going back to self, creating legal ways of making money is so important. If you have to go learn how to paint, you know, houses, apartments, go do that. If you need to learn how to, you know, do plumbing, something along those lines, do that. If you need to learn how to braid, do some nails, go do that. If you need to learn how to do lashes, do that. It's not to say that it's going to be easy to build yourself up, but you kind of have to humble yourself when you're doing something new. And that's something I had to learn, like even moving to a new state. And I was really discouraged because I'm like, yo, like I'm not getting no clients here, like none. Like the way that clients are flocking to me in New York, like they're definitely not, it's not giving in Texas. I've been having the hardest time creating a balanced clientele. And I think it's mainly because I'm not from here. And I was setting my bar too high, especially coming in as a newbie. My cat just jumped on top of me. So just coming in as a newbie, it's very hard for you to get your grounding. So you have to be very humble about it. And I think a lot of people don't like the word humble. It's just like, I'm not humbling myself, nobody. Yeah, God will definitely do it for you. If you don't want to do it, and that's what I learned, like the more arrogance that you carry in life is the more that God will humble you. He will continuously humble you. And that's why I feel like for me, I'm going through my humble era, because it's like I had all of these ideas of who I was going to be. Like, and I'm like, girl, life does not work like that. Like, I was watching a lot of That's So Raven, True Jackson VP growing up, and I was humbled, you know? So you really have to put in that work. You have to be willing. You have to be very intentional about the time that you're spending on your phone. Like, I have to tell myself sometimes, get the fuck off the phone. Like, put the phone down unless you're writing a blog post. If you guys don't know, I'm a blogger, so I do write. And I will find myself being on the phone for a long time, so I have to like tell myself, put the phone down, go read something, go create something, you know? I genuinely love creating art, and I feel like sometimes I spend so much time on the phone that I will forget that I have easels and canvases and paint that needs to be utilized. And that's ridiculous, because it's different when you don't have the tools. You will make excuses like, oh, like I don't have the things to create. But I actually have the things to create, and I choose not to create because I'm just so busy on the phone. Doing what? I don't know. You know? So, yeah. Get off the phone. And if you are on the phone, look for opportunities in your city that can help you make money. There's tons of videos on YouTube that will, you know, give you ideas as to how you can make money. If you want to make money, if you're one of those people that enjoy shopping and you enjoy like posting the things that you buy, like specifically from Amazon, make an Amazon storefront. Like I created an Amazon storefront. I haven't made money on my Amazon storefront in years, but it's because I wasn't promoting it. Like I never spoke about it, you know, and I buy things from Amazon every day. And it's not to say that it's gonna happen overnight. I just always have to give that disclaimer, because people, you know, we go on the internet, we see the Dieras and the Aaliyah faces, you know, blowing up and, you know, gaining the I was about to say clientele, but gaining the notoriety of being an influencer. And if that's not your route, then I would definitely say get a skill or go back to school, because money is not going to come to you just like that. You got to be open to the opportunities and have the qualifications to attract these opportunities. Like if you don't have the needed tools to be able to attract these opportunities, they're gonna just pass you by. Like I spent the majority of 2022 applying for jobs, knowing that I don't have a degree, knowing that I don't have any of the qualifications, the experience, or anything like that. And it was just pure delusion, you know. But that's good because, you know, it taught me, and this is something I definitely want to highlight when it comes to you know, being open and attracting dream opportunities. You have to go out in the field and see what's needed. So if you have a particular skill or job that you want to obtain, go to the different companies, like their websites. Like even if you want to make a Indeed, no, not Indeed. Even if you want to make a LinkedIn profile, just to see what is out there. You can definitely look on LinkedIn and see the different companies, what they are looking for in a candidate. And then you can slowly but surely build those skills by doing volunteer work, by reaching out to companies, smaller companies. Like a lot of times we aim for the higher companies, the bigger companies, but reaching out to smaller companies and seeing if they need any assistance or anything. They may not respond, but it's a thought that counts, you know? Looking to see what these companies are looking for is very important, and allowing yourself to be that person. You kind of have to embody the person that they're looking for because it's a role that you're trying to fulfill. So if you're not fulfilling the role in the way that they need you to fulfill it, they're not going to hire you, or you're not going to last because there's someone else that's willing to do so. It's kind of like being in a relationship. Like if you're not going to do me the way I need you to do me, I'm going to look for somebody else. And that's really what it comes down to. So you just have to be very strategic about the type of jobs or dreams that you're trying to attain. One of my biggest downfalls is waiting around for others to show up, reciprocate, support. I think the waiting process is very detrimental to the mind because it's like, why wait when you can be that person for yourself? Unlike jobs and companies that you're trying to work for, when it comes to your dreams in particular, you have to be enthusiastic about it. You have to be very in tune with it. You have to be very passionate about it. You can't expect people to just gravitate towards the things that you're passionate about, because if you're not fully invested in it, they're not going to. Like, I'll use Winnie Harlow as an example. She's super invested in her company. I don't really see a lot of people on the timeline talking about it, but she shows up for her company. And I think that's the most important thing. And then she got her friends on board to be brand ambassadors and models for her company, which is dope because it's like, even as a big brand, a big model, big time model, Winnie Harlow, she still has to humble herself to be a business owner, because when you are a business owner for the first time and you don't know how people are going to receive your product, because you know people are fickle. Like, you just never know with people. You could have 500 million followers and people still don't fuck with what you're trying to do with yourself, you know. But she still had to come to terms with the fact that, listen, I need my product to get out there. I need to speak highly of my product. I need to be the best representation of my brand. And I feel like that is a true reflection of her confidence, because even if 5 people show up, she's still showing up for K-Skin, you know? And I think for me, I had to learn that even if one person shows up, it's better than nobody showing up. Ideally, I would love for more people to show up, but it's not about more, it's about who. And I think that's a true lesson of being a freelancer, being a creative, being someone that is creating a new lane for themselves, creating a new blueprint. You cannot put I know they like to say don't put your eggs in one basket, but don't put your eggs in someone else's hands. Like, don't give anyone the opportunity to dictate your emotion or your drive towards doing something that's good for you, you know? We all have different ways that we want to live our life, and it's not always going to align. And I think it's important to just focus on you. Create with your eyes closed. Stop looking around for an applause. Stop looking around for people to be there. You know, I'm not going to lie, it would be nice, but I think it's important to be realistic about your goals. Like, okay, so if people don't show up, you're not gonna do it. Like, you're just not gonna. And there's certain things that, you know, you have to be mindful of. Okay, am I investing too much? Like, maybe I should scale back. Because that's the thing. Scaling back is very important. It's not just about people, it's more so about your pockets and your energy. Like, if you're trying to put on a big time production by yourself and it's becoming stressful, scale down. There's no shame in trying to downsize. And I think society, because we live such lavish, like in America, like it's just like the standard to have a very lavish lifestyle. You have to have the biggest car and the biggest hair and the biggest bank account. Like, everyone needs to be a millionaire, which is not common, by the way. And everyone wants that, but not everyone can be a millionaire. So, like, where are we gonna fit in between? And that's where I'm at. I want to be the in between. I want to do well enough to be able to help out people in my country, help out people that look like me, that aren't able to get certain resources as easy as me. Because there is a section of the world that is going through that. There's a lot of homelessness still, and it's not to say that you can save the world altogether, but just having the intention to do better so that way your community can elevate is good. And I think that's my goal with my blog and with my writing career. I want to be able to create opportunities for women that look like me, or just women as a whole, but specifically women that look like me, that enjoy writing, that enjoy media, that enjoy creating. There's no limitation on how that looks. I'm not pinpointing something super particular to the point where I'm driving myself crazy if I don't get it. You know, you have to be you gotta be graceful about life, because you set all of these high expectations and then you fall even harder. And I think it's important to give yourself time to step into who you want to be, and also be very intentional. Like, let me tell you, I journal like crazy. I write down everything that needs to be written down, anything that I want to remember, anything that I want to document, anything, just anything I'm feeling, everything is written. You know why? Because I want to be able to look back at the end of the year and say, I did that shit. I did that shit. I don't ever have bad years. Granted, 2022 wasn't the best year, but it was the greatest year. You know why? Because I legit did everything I wanted to do. I became a quote unquote influencer. I worked with Yitty. I worked with a birth control brand. You know, it was like sponsorship after sponsorship. It was a great year. But in my head, I definitely could have done more. But that's just me pushing myself further. But I'm content with all the things that I've done. So that's why at the end of the year, I didn't really feel bad that I got fired. Because I'm like, honestly, I did so much while working. I'm surprised y'all didn't fire me before. Like, if you guys didn't fire me before and you're firing me now, it's because I truly just gave up on putting in that extra effort, you know? Because I was definitely slacking months before because I was trying to do the influencing thing while working a full-time job. It was hell. You know, trying to meet deadlines. Like, let me tell you, I know they're saying that the fall of influencers are becoming, like, this is like the era of influencers, like, you know, coming to an end, but I don't believe that shit. I'm sorry. People are always gonna want someone to influence them. And it's no longer Oprah, it's no longer Serena Williams, it's no longer those people. It's the people on YouTube, it's the people on TikTok. Those are the real influencers. So, because like people want to be able to look up to somebody because they don't look up to themselves. Me, on the other hand, I influence myself. And I think that's what makes this life experience so fulfilling. Just knowing that I have people that I'm inspired by, and I could outwardly say that. I'm never too ill to say what I. But I feel like when it comes down to me embodying my own energy, embracing my own energy, being comfortable in my own energy, like literally this week I told myself, because I was having a conversation with my man, and he was like, we were talking about the fact that like a lot of young women, they are inspired by female rappers. And I'm like, but the female rappers that they're inspired by don't look like them. So like, how are they inspired by them? And obviously colorism, blah blah blah. We're not gonna get into that conversation because it is what it is. I was like, damn. So like, who can really inspire these people to embrace what they look like? And he said a lot of us have insecurities. So if we see someone that is confident in who they are, we gravitate to them. And I was like, huh. And he brought up, you know, he was like, what's something that you don't like about yourself? And I was like, nothing. He was like, well, I never see you wear your natural hair. And I've never had him come for me like that. Like, he's never came for me like that. But he always would mention, like, I like when you wear your natural hair, you look beautiful. And I would never wear it because I'm just like, it's short. I never really want to embrace short hair. You know, I just like long hair. And I had to think about where that came from. I had to think about, you know, a time where I did love my hair, but what changed? A lot of downloads happened within that conversation to help me to realize that I strayed away from my natural look and the things that make me who I am outside of the additional external things. And I told myself I'm wearing my natural hair this week. Fuck it. Like, this is gonna be the week of me embracing my natural hair. Not for him, obviously, because we don't do it for the man. Men never notice, or whatever Drake said. I feel like it's important for me to do it for me because I need to feel comfortable with my hair. It's simple. Like, why wouldn't I feel comfortable with my hair? It's my hair. It's growing out of my head. So try it. See what you think. I just think it's important to have inspirations, be inspired by people that are confident, and be inspired by people that look like you. Because, oh my God. I just realized my cat freaking, oh shit, he chewed my microphone, bro. Wow. And now he's sleeping. Life is all about making wise choices to make yourself happier, to put yourself in a better predicament. Stop settling, okay? Number one, if you really want to dream, if you really want to step into a new way of thinking, stop settling. Because you always know when it's the bare minimum. Whether it's a job, a man, a friend, okay? A gift. I hate a bad gift. I'm not even gonna lie. Let's talk about it. Because I feel like, you know, being someone that has a YouTube, has a TikTok, has an Instagram, has a, you know, a Pinterest, and you follow me on all these platforms and you still give me a bad gift, bitch. If you want to be a real money magnet, look through your subscriptions on your phone. Because there's people that's dead taking your money and you don't even know because you don't check your bank statement. Look through those bank statements and see how much money's been. That reminds me, I gotta call the bank. These companies be taking your money willingly, and it's crazy to me. Like, when you look through your bank statement and you see all the bread that they just been yanking out of your account without you noticing, it will really put things into perspective for you. Like, wow, like, I just been giving money away. Take care of yourself. I find that God really blesses me even more when I take care of myself, whether it's a facial, massage, skincare routine, which is facial, but eating good, going for my walks, you know, doing my nails, not biting my nails, washing my hair, you know, reading, writing, making up my bed. When I do things like that, God blesses me even more. I know seasonal depression makes it really hard for people to do things, but like, you gotta find a routine that works for you. Like, for example, right? I wasn't working for the past few months. And I told myself during this time that I'm not working, you better fucking create. If you were doing it while you were working a full-time job, you can do it now, for sure. And I made that vow to myself. You're gonna create with your eyes closed. That's my motto. Create with your eyes closed. Sometimes we don't want to create because of people, you know, around us, and they may make you feel, you know, discouraged. Don't allow anyone to discourage you from creating. That's your birthright as a woman. And that's why I say do it with your eyes closed, because, you know, when you do it with your eyes open, and this is just metaphorically, so don't take me too serious. But when you do it with your eyes open, you're too tuned in to what other people are saying or thinking or perceiving you as. Like, you start to judge yourself. You think that people are judging you? You're judging yourself. And for what? Like, it's not even necessary, because it's like, you're not doing anything that's detrimental to you. So what's the problem? You dream better when you don't worry about what people gotta say, what people think, how they're gonna feel. Like, I know a lot of people, like when I talk to them about dream, they're like, oh, like, I don't dream much. And the reason why you're not able to dream is because your mind is legitimately like a memory card, like a floppy disk. Like, if it's full, it's full. Like, it's not going to produce better visions. Your vision is not clear because your mind is full. I think I was watching a sermon about that. They were like, you're not depressed, your mind is full. Some shit like that. I'll link it down below so you guys can watch it, because it was really, really good. I like to come across sermons like that because it's easily translated. Like, it's not hard for you to understand. They don't do too much. Like, it's very relatable content. Because TD Jakes runs the Shade Room. So it's just like, at this point, I need to find other people to watch, because these Christians are getting out of hand. Like, so yes, if you're blessed, act like it. If you know better, do better. Stop wasting your own time and dream big. Think big, bitch. And stop putting yourself in these low vibrational, low energy, low, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could literally be anything in this world. Why would you be sad? On purpose? Oh my God. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little chit chat video. This is like a little girls talk, you know? If you enjoy videos like this, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. What are you dreaming of? What are you thinking of doing this year? Anything different? Are you thinking of changing your hair, your location, your job? Anything that you feel like it's something that you've been holding yourself from doing, do it. I'll see you guys next time.
All virus qualified.